Hi everybody, welcome back to Media Moogle. I am Old Gamer Joe here with another Media Moogle review. Today we're taking a look at Mushroom Heroes, which was just released on the Nintendo Switch as of April 30th, 2020. This version is published by Dolores Entertainment. It had previously been released on Steam as well as on Android. In the official description for this title, they mention that this game is heavily inspired by 16-bit platforming games, but let's be honest here, this game is very clearly inspired by one game in particular, The Lost Vikings, a game that I know quite well and really do love. For you old folks out there, who doesn't remember that Interplay logo, of course? But anyways, in that game, you took control of 3 different Vikings, all with a unique ability attached to them, and you would go through a variety of different puzzle-based platforming levels, having to rely on the different abilities at different times in order to get through that level. But in Mushroom Heroes, instead of Eric, Baylog, and Olaf, we have Jumpi, Yuppi, and Dombi. Jumpi has the ability to jump higher and be able to float longer in the air. Yuppi can use his bow to attack and kill enemies that get in your way, and Dombi can block with his shield, as well as push some blocks out of the way in order for you to get across spikes and other areas such as that. Your journey takes place in the kingdom of Boderia. King Boder's warlock buddy Gadar, who just so happens to be the only poisonous mushroom in these lands, don't really see eye to eye anymore once Gadar here decides that he wants to make other poisonous mushrooms so that they can coexist together. He believes that regular old mushrooms are weak and poisonous mushrooms are the way to be. Of course, the king ain't down with that nonsense and he kicks Gadar out of the kingdom. Being the jerk that he is, Gadar goes ahead and poisons some of the mushrooms anyways, and the king is forced to set the 3 heroes that I mentioned earlier out on an adventure to stop him because he is the only one that possesses the cure to the poison. The controls in this game are pretty simple for the most part. You have the back triggers, which are used to switch between the 3 different characters, and then each character has a button for jump and a button for their ability. Like I mentioned, you'll have to utilize all of these abilities in order to get through these labyrinthy levels that are full of different puzzles and traps for you to try to avoid or get by. For example, you might have a dragon statue that is spewing out fireballs, which you can't seem to get through, but then you can throw Dombi up there with his shield in order to block it, while your other characters can safely pass as he holds up his shield, deflecting the fire away from you. Or when you have seemingly out-of-reach platforms, you have Jumpi to rely on because he can reach up higher than everybody else. So just as Lost Vikings did, the game does a really good job of developing that team mechanic and making you utilize all of the different characters in order to succeed. It's a shame then that the developer has opted to make this a single-player experience. I was really quite excited about the fact that I would be able to play this co-op with 1 or 2 other friends, and there's really no reason that shouldn't exist on the Nintendo Switch because you have so many different controller options, but here we are. This is a one-player game, unfortunately, and it's definitely one of the more disappointing aspects about Mushroom Heroes because I really do think this would have been a ton of fun with a group of 3. Mushroom Heroes is not a particularly long game with only the 38 levels to go through, but it is a challenging game as you progress further and further into it, of course. It would have been nice in Mushroom Heroes to have a little more level variety. I would say there are about 12 to 13 levels per world in this game, and you do get a little burnt out on the setting after a while. Not a huge deal, but a little bit of variety would have been nice. I do think that the graphics look pretty decent though, nothing extraordinary or nothing new here that you haven't seen out of a lot of other indie games. Very basic 16-bit retro style art. Accompanying the graphics is a pretty decent soundtrack that is very whimsical and very magical as you might expect. Unfortunately, there aren't a ton of tracks in the game, but they're okay and they serve the purpose of the settings that you're in. There isn't a whole lot of actual sound effects really in the game. What's there is pretty rudimentary and nothing extraordinary in that regard either, and there's no voices and really no personality to these characters, which I think is another missed opportunity in Mushroom Heroes because I hate to keep comparing it to Lost Vikings, but that's a game that really had a great personality to it. You really got a feel for all of the different characters that you were playing as. Mushroom Heroes has very little dialogue, and you never really feel attached to the group that you are controlling. Despite its flaws and the disappointing fact that there's no multiplayer in this game, I actually do like Mushroom Heroes. I think it's a lot of fun to just sit down, relax, and play for a while. Even though it is disappointing that you can't do that with a couple of friends, the game is currently $5.99 on Switch. Not a bad price at all, and definitely worth your time if you're looking for some on-the-go, fun, puzzling action. For more on Mushroom Heroes and all of our other content, head on over to MediaMoogle.net where we have some great podcasts like I Dream of Indie for you to check out. And if you have enjoyed our video coverage today, please do consider hitting the subscribe button below to help us bring a voice to the voiceless in gaming once again. If you really like us, you can head on over to patreon.com/MediaMoogle where we have 3 great tiers to choose from with lots of exclusive bonus content, or you can leave a donation in the link below. Thank you so much for watching.